I've started the recording. You ready to go?
Sure. Let's go.
Yeah. Alright, hello and welcome to another game of the Clash of Fates. I think we are at week 4, I believe. Today, is it week 5, is it? God, it's going really, really quick.
I thought it was week 6.
No, it can't be that much.
It's not week 4. Anyway, go on.
So today we have got SoloC who have took over from Reloaded after getting kicked out of the league for just being basically unreliable. But they're going against Team B3rt, so it should be a good game. So we get to see what SoloC can do in their first match of the league. Also, if you haven't noticed on the Facebook page, we have started another tournament as well, going on with this one as well. It's called the June and July 5v5 League season, and if you look on the Facebook page, you'll be able to see it, and that'll be starting on the 1st of June. So that should be all good.
So I'm really liking these two teams coming up with Brand and the Eveling, very sort of like off-meta champs at the moment. Generally, Cho'Gath's been played Nuke Mage in the mid lane with that really big burst damage with the ultimate and being able to one-shot somebody flashing forward. Gonna have him as a bit more of a tank role, really relying on that 6-stack passive from his ultimate after he gets 6, so be trying to quickly stack that, come very tanky, probably get a Frozen Heart in there as well for a bit of CDR. Amumu, sorry, is quite a bit of an unknown, obviously well known for his Season 2 Curse of the Bullet time with the MF. Going to be interesting with the AoE from Jinx, and got the Assassin Z. Interesting matchup versus the Brand. Obviously going to be relying on the Sonya's Hourglass from the Brand to try and get him through the laning phase and stop the assassination with a fairly safe carry. You can pretty much bet your bottom dollar that Ezreal's one of the safest AD carries out there as they start on the bottom side. The interesting point is that Amumu's gone for an aggressive invade on the blue buff, and this will potentially come out with a advantage in the early jungle as Cho'Gath went to help him and is going to go back to lane, see if Mark can take advantage of this early lane pressure that he can create. So a bit of trade in the mid lane.
So Henry, who are you looking at? Which team do you reckon you put your money on?
Well, to be honest today, from personally playing versus both of these teams, I think SoloC will actually have the edge from because they give us a better matchup from what we've played. But to be honest, I don't really know what the Evelyn will put, like sort of play the Evelyn will actually pull out, because when we played them we actually shut her down so much. That was our focus on that game, so she didn't really make an impact when we played versus, so we'll see what she has to bring out today.
But good auto attack harass from this Annie, really poking out this Jinx. Going to make it hard for her to CS at the start, as the Ezreal already has an early advantage. Nars got to play fairly offensive early to try and keep this Cho'Gath down, otherwise you're just going to CS. Get that sustain from his passive, obviously he's got to get those last hits for the passive to sustain up. In later levels, when he starts stacking his ultimate as well, it's going to be a lot harder to harass him, so Nars going to have an advantage early. Going to be interested to see how this Evening copes getting a counter jungled at the start. Obviously Amumu fairly reliant on this blue buff, and he'll have another one which he'll probably take. Zed obviously helpful with CDR and rage regen. But yeah, it was a really good move, and great to get this Amumu ahead and rolling, because he is very mana dependent. Yeah. And just fast farm up to 6 and get that reliable ultimate down.
Yeah, I was really surprised that Eve didn't start on blue, because I thought that was a pretty certain thing that Eve takes blue first.
Wanted that security of the bottom lane, as Annie just puts up stun on the support there. Used that pot already on the Jinx, 21 to 13. Having a bit of a rough time in this lane. Let's see if Amumu applies some pressure on the bot. They do have a ward placed fairly kind of like close in, as in fact the blue buff is getting handed off to Zed, give him a bit of advantage in that mid lane. He is out CSing the Brand at the moment. Let's see if Brand can get a bit more harass on this Zed, take down some of his health bots, and try and get some dominance in this lane, as Evelyn is looking to come mid, I think, or maybe just taking the Scuttle and gonna counter jungle herself. Amumu getting vision over the jungle as a stun comes in the mid. good idea for Bran. Just try and chunk out this Zed in the mid lane, who is 9 CS up. Big advantage in the mid lane already. Bran may be focusing a bit much on harass and not focusing enough on the CS. Just trying to work around the matchup.
So I've gone. I thought that Team B3rt would have had the advantage for after playing a few league games. They might have that bit of sense of what to do in a league match. But Henry's gone for the new team solo carry. What about you, Jordan? How do you feel?
I think it's going to go down to how Team B3rt can play their comp. If they can play their comp well, and Evelyn can put some pressure on the early game. As you can see, pretty much on blue side, all the lanes are kind of staying even.
Evelyn's coming up to the top. Nars going to be low. Let's see what happens.
And here we go. It looks like Evelyn is going to put some damage down. He's going to about half HP, but he did get silenced. That did take a chunk of Gnar, and I think he is going to walk away.
Nice boomerang from the Gnar there though, but not the best lane to try and gank when the Gnar was so ineffective, really couldn't get in. Potentially a flash rupture and a silence and a couple of auto attacks could potentially kill him off, and obviously if he silences he can't return flashes and nice stun comes. This Annie's harassing down really well, really paying for it. This Ezreal's going for the tier, and as they're not paying for it in the laning phases, they've just frozen it outside their turret. You can see that the Jinx and the Janna really don't know what to do, really struggling. Potentially they should be looking to even lane swap at this point just to try and get this Jinx BF sword and try and get her rolling in the matchup, because Ezreal's just going to freeze that lane for days and just going to stack this tier nicely.
And it looks like they're going in on... No, sorry, go and carry on.
Well, I mean, she didn't really have the Jinx, getting tongue twisted here. Had the Annie to back him up, so he was just getting laid out a little bit of harass. As yeah, some pretty low Zed in the mid lane could potentially be burst out. Obviously, Bran's gone very offensive with the Ignite as well, looking for that huge damage. So Zed potentially can get killed at this point. He's got to play fairly defensive under the tower. Hopefully, Bran can get up some CS. Hasn't backed out of the lane though. And neither has the Zed, so not a lot of items on either. I definitely look for some jungle pressure mid.
That was a TP top. But Angus, yeah, we've give our votes. Who did you put your money behind at the start of the game?
I actually like the solo carry. I like their team comp, and
looks like a Moo has been spotted in the mid.
Yeah, the Janna is coming up, maybe a 3-man gank in the mid lane, but Janna just backs out, places a pink just to ward off against this Evelyn, but Evelyn's very heavily in the jungle. Amumu's gonna potentially spot her out if he comes around the corner, and Evelyn's been pinged out. There's gonna be this pink ward there, but the bot lane just doesn't have the pressure to be able to come to there. As offensive Gnar goes and takes a turret shot. Gets put up, and I'll just walk away at this point. It's going to be very difficult for either ones to kill each other.
Oh, he's going down if he doesn't get away soon. That's a great enough, and a flash, and that's a double flash going in the book, so they're just going to hop away.
Cho'Gath had the feast up there, so that was a good flash of the Gnar just to get away from it. Good call of the Cho'Gath to go offensive. And once the Gnar actually buys a bit more MR, as I said that, he's gone for the slightly more aggressive and mobile.
And that's a flash down there. It looks like Jinx is going to flash away, just getting the save alive.
That was a great play by the Janna.
Bottom, this Evelyn spotted out this pink ward, and the Amumu.
Looks like Amumu might be caught actually.
Walk into the,
it looks like Eve is going to go. It looks like it's going to be a 2-on-1 for now, unless they can come and help. Zed pushes damage down on Annie, and he's going to go all in using the ultimate. And it looks like Annie is going to go down for first blood. And this goes, but can Zed get out of his life? No. And that looks like it goes over to advantage to the blue side.
Yeah, with the bot lane backing there, and Bran have just backed as well on board the items. Definitely a strong play for the dragon here, as Jinx still isn't back.
Well, Amuma has no spike, so...
Yeah. It's going to be very difficult for the solo carry to make a play in the bot lane. This Jinx is really far behind, having just got the BF sword. 34 CS versus 71 is a massive I mean, that's twice the CS. You would have thought that Ezreal doesn't have a lot of control in the lane with only single auto attacks and no actual wave clear, but he seems to be doing really well. And maybe the Jinx are just having to play quite passively and just use her range rockets, and it just naturally pushes the wave with her AoE, and it just doesn't give her the control she needs in lane.
Coming up now to the 10-minute mark, and obviously this Ezreal has a huge lane advantage. He actually backed with 1.6k gold and opted to go for the Manamune rather than just a straight BF sword, which I find obviously long term will be better. But
having watched the tier, it's a good pickup. If you've got the gold, you can just stack it faster, and it should stack by about 22 minutes, 21 minutes, if you can rush that Manamune early.
Yeah. This Janna hasn't backed yet, so I'm guessing when she goes back, I'll guess she's just waiting for that 800 gold.
Sightstone, pick up that red trinket, you know, try and deny a bit more vision. A few attempted pink wards going around the map. Obviously, they placed that one offensively in the bot lane in the river. That got taken out.
Oh, maybe they're taking the red
bluff, which they've taken. Yeah, I don't know whether or not that's going to be handed off to the Zed. CS in the mid lane is slightly favoured to the Zed, which is a good matchup. He's gone fairly offensive, going to be going for this Blade of the Ring King, going to finish up that cost first, just needs 600 gold for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain the red was supposed to go over to Zed, give him a bit of a fighting chance.
He's doing quite well in the mid lane. I like to see this Evelyn a bit more offensive, but they've got so much control in the bot lane that she can't really gank there. And she could potentially be pressuring top a bit more, as the Cho'Gath now got that tankiness, can just sustain up with his passive and just CS the wave and push the Naren with the AoE.
Yeah, it's still quite an even game as well. It's coming up to 12 minutes and it is still 1-1, and we're looking at about nearly 1k gold. No, sorry, 600k going over to the blue side, so it is still pretty even at the moment. And it looks like Amumu is trying to gank, but I think he's just going to hop away, and that's an easy.
It's quite difficult to gank Ganaar, especially with a quite difficult to land.
He's looking for the gank if she can get anything.
Yeah, I mean, solo carrier playing quite defensive.
Oh, and that looks like Janna is going to get... Did she flash in for that?
The Annie?
No, the Janna. It looks like the Janna just suddenly just flashed in. I don't know. I'll have to rewatch that again.
It was just a nice, really nice just stun combo. And the fact that this Ezreal's so far ahead with the Manamune, 104 CS in 12 minutes, CSing really nicely, just not pressurised by this Jinx and Janna.
And it looks like Ganaar is on the wrong side of this. Can Ganaar take him down? He is very, very tanky, but might be able to get anything from it. Can he? It's getting low. No, Cho'Gath is just going to get away from that. But it looks like Eve is coming in. Going to look to pick this one up.
It's quite interesting to see this Nars building properly.
It's been telegraphed a little bit, but he's
and Ganaar's going to get out. Ganaar,
Cho'Gath it out just in time. So offensive.
And it looks like Janna has been caught again.
Yeah. They really needed to lane swap pretty quickly as soon as they realised this Jink wasn't going to get behind, because this Ezreal was just going to take over the map. Going to be really strong, going to get this
nearly double the CS lead,
and is going to run rampant in the mid lane with Poke and with Zed, and their lack of wave clear. They're very reliant on this Jinx for wave clear, apart from maybe like a Rupture. Amumu isn't going to offer any lane clear. It's not going to be like some Gragas barrel or anything like that. So the siege potential from Team Brit is definitely on the cards here. So they can group up a good bit of damage down, but it's countered back with a Shuriken. See if,
and it looks like Amumu is going to go out, and he looks like this is going to be a 1v1, and that is an ultimate coming down. But it looks like Eve is going to 2 versus 1. Can he get the kill for it though? No, Eve has flashed out, and that is an ultimate coming. Oh, and he still managed to get it. Can he get it away? The chase is on. Oh, it's only a matter of time.
Gonna get it.
No, the passive. Surely, there we go. Oh, that was quite fun to watch.
It's interesting because the Evelyn's gone for the Magus, gone very heavily on the AP. Just isn't tanky there. You can just see that Amumu, just with his base damage and the fact that he does have that tankiness as well. Like, Evelyn just can't trade with him in the long term at this point. And Evelyn just hasn't really been very effective around the map, and going to be very reliant on this Ezreal just to carry them through. And the fact that the Gnar is also farming particularly well in the top lane. Obviously got the Frozen Heart completed now on the Cho'Gath versus the Black Cleaver finished. He had the Fade and has now completed that. Nice starting item, extra 400 health, and the Armor Shred to counter the Frozen Heart. You can see the Gnar top is slowly taking chunks out of him, but as long as the Cho'Gath can see us,
well, it looks like there's 4 red in the middle. Are they looking to do something? Dragon is up in 2 seconds.
What they needed to do sooner was group up and try and avoid this 2v2 matchup in the bot lane. But let's find out whether or not it's a bit too late. And Ezreal seems to be caught napping in the bot lane. They're not trading turrets. They're going to try and force a fight maybe in the mid lane, but they might back out. Dragon control seems to be for Team Brit as they're going offensive in the top lane. Gnar's looking for the kill again, but Cho'Gath can just about run off.
Oh, Janna's got to watch out though if she gets caught again.
Yeah,
it's a 2 versus 1 though. They are scared to go against it. Oh, and Janna just managed to put the shield up, and there comes the ulti. Just missing.
Yeah. So offensive. This Ezreal is really putting down pressure, and it just means that they can take another dragon here very easily. Just backing out for that one, and really helping Evelyn get back into this game and having an impact, because she isn't exactly making an impact on her own self.
What do you think of the item build so far on most of these champions?
It's just interesting with the maybe a kill here for the
that was the Gnar killing the top lane.
The top lane. Yeah, slowly whittling down. Obviously, just nice range. Like Cho'Gath just can't land the damage on the Gnar, but the Gnar can slowly chip away at the Cho'Gath. And nice killer, nice objectives. Hasn't been a great deal of ganking pressure up top. A couple of attempts by Mumu, but fairly easily done. And another tower taken by Team Brit as they slowly march into a 3k gold lead.
I'm actually quite surprised that Cho'Gath didn't go for the original Catalyst when he had the Warden's Mail. Obviously that's been changed into a Frozen Heart now, but I feel maybe Rod of Ages maybe have given him a bit more like trading pressure versus Gnar. And,
trading pressure, yeah, but just general team fight and tankiness and stuff.
Yeah, like
I haven't seen what his stacks are on the. He's got 4 stacks, so he must have had 6 stacks, because obviously you lose half when you die, so he went down to 3 just say him.
Yeah.
This Zed really needs to start making an impact for that team. Obviously, he got that first blood.
Well, that was a late smite by Eve though.
Yeah. Nearly died to the blue buff.
Yeah.
And
I think she was trying to save that.
Start making some picks, especially with the fact that this brand's gotten very offensive with the Morello and Omicron and the heavy AP, needlessly large rod. Zed really needs to start trying to 1v1 this brand and get some kills back on the board for his team. Just not being able to do that as he ults.
It looks like Zed is going to go in on Ezreal, and Ezreal is going to pop. So that is a nice play, but I think Gnar is going to come and he's going to make it a 1-for-1 in the mid lane. Can Cho'Gath get anything out of it? They are 3 in the middle.
Nice pick up to get the Ezreal off the map, but yeah, let's try to penetrate the tier 2 towers. They already took the tier 1 tower. Get that Jinx sitting the tower with the passive, which is the minigun. And yeah, try and take some gold back for them, because they really need it at this point. I'm just hoping that the tankiness of the Cho'Gath and the Amumu means that they won't run off with the game, and the fact that the Zedreal had the confidence, that the Zed has the confidence to kill the Ezreal in the 1v1. He nicely shifted to the arcane shift of Ezreal, and now he has the Blade the Rune King passive. He can potentially stick to the fairly slippery AD carry again, and encouraging to see that he can 1v1 him.
Yeah, but
even though the Gnar was there to pick up the counter kill and they lost pressure on the mid lane.
Looking at the time now, it's 20 minutes. Although blue side have been doing really strong in this game, they're 6-3 up at the moment. It's still only 1k gold to the blue side, so the red side have been able to keep up that CS to keep them in the game.
4 pinks down for Team Solo carry, so they definitely read up how to counter an Evelyn. Good to keep those forwards. Nice control around the river, and also slightly more defensive in case she tries to invade, as they're trying to 2v1 the top lane with a very non-tanky Janna. Takes a bit of harass from Boomerang and an auto attack from the Gnar. Gnar now got the Fade passive, just trying to chase them off a bit. 2v1, no less, as Even's potentially going to walk into 4 people. Does she choose to? Now she's walking away.
Oh, Zed has ulted it in, and that looks like Eve is going to flash out, but is she going to get dropped? Yes, she is. And that is a 1-for-0 going over to the red side. And the Mumu is looking to get out of the camp, but Gnar is going to come around. He manages to get the boomerang, but that is an ultimate coming out from Kevin. That is a 3-man ulti. That was a great ulti from Annie. But it looks like Janna is going to flash. He puts a shield up. Is she going to get away? No, that is an Ezreal ulti coming down. And they look like they are going to try and clean up. Can Cho'Gath get away? He is dropping low. He's dropping low. And no, that is gone. But Annie has picked up that kill. So unfortunate over for the blue side there.
That was a great Annie stun. And although Janna lost her life, really reset the fight with her ultimate as well. So good support doing their jobs. Annie obviously engaging, and Janna doing the counter engaging. Just unfortunately, Zed's already blown his Blade the Moon King and his ultimate on picking off the Evelyn, that he couldn't really engage in the fight, and Jinx is so far behind at this point. Having said that, she has now got an Infinity Edge. Just really can't lay down that damage when they try and re-engage the fight after the Janna ult resets it. They really need the Cho'Gath and the Amumu just to get a bit more tankier. As you can see, the Amumu is now going for what I can only imagine is Realized Scepter.
Realized, yeah.
Slow. Now, interesting to see that build come in. Obviously, he's kind of got 2 stuns. I'm not sure what adding a slow to that would do, but
that Ezreal ult just missed every bit of CS there.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's Cho'Gath takes the tower, which is great. You know, it's 2k gold. We got a real match in our hands.
See, that's interesting then. In the top lane, Eve walks through a ward, but the ward still wouldn't have noticed her. But the second she started attacking it, it showed her. Yeah. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, you can normal ward a jungle camp. She'll start auto attacking the jungle camp, and you'll be able to get vision on it, which is one way to counter Eve, is to ward her jungle camps. As you can see, the team solo carry looking to try and aggress onto this dragon now.
I wouldn't have started it if I was the red team, because they're going to be taking a lot of damage from this. But it looks like Annie has come in, and she's got the 2-man stun. But it looks like Annie is going to drop. There is a TP coming down. But that is a support killing a support. And that is Brain killing a Mumu. That is a 1-for-1 at the moment. But that was a great ultimate coming from a Mumu. Janna trying their best to save it at the moment. That is a 3-for-1 over to the blue side. And they look like they're going to carry it. And that is going to be an ace over to the blue side for 1 kill.
Nice attempt from Zed there to try and get a bit of a follow-up kill on the Brand, but the Brand did so much damage in that team fight. Wow, like his aggressive build with the Luden's Echo and the Morello on the top finish on. AP penetration now with the boots. His damage just shredded through their entire team there. Really good job, and the Ezreal poking out the Amumu beforehand meant that they just didn't have the tank stats to survive it. And yeah, this Brand just pulled out a whole bunch of damage there. Really good play around, and not advisable to challenge for that dragon. Now opening up a 5k gold lead.
Oh, that's a good steal though.
From the Amumu. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, like interesting team fight there. Nice Annie ultimate on the Jinx. Obviously immobile, needed to low mobility. Sorry, I'm being corrected on that one. Needed a bit of help, but yeah, there wasn't a lot of follow up on that. Potentially they could have been, but the after damage came in with
User joined your channel,
and the Brand got involved. Really nice aggressive play.
It looks like Amumu has gone in, but they're using a lot on for support though. But that nevertheless, that is still a 1-for-0.
A kill is a kill. I see it.
Yeah, that was fine. Just like aggressive warding, and obviously support Annie not really tanky at this point, has now got us on his hourglass though, so maybe that won't happen next time. Very offensive Annie, with the AP penetration and the hourglass, looking to get down quite a bit of upfront damage followed by some back-end damage with the brand, and we'll see what happens next time. And obviously, this Ezreal did a good job poking off the Amumu beforehand. We'll see how that progresses.
So, do you think there's any comeback into this game then, Jordan? How would you see the red team doing it? But it looks like that might be a pickup actually onto the Janet. Janet is trying to get away, but no. There ain't no getting away from an Ezreal. Sorry, go on, Jordan.
I think that at the start of this game I was saying about how the blue team, all they have to really do is set up before a fight and get the poke down. And you've seen it in the last fight, as soon as they get the poke down before, they can just all in. I think they've missed a trick though with some of the item builds. You can see that the Evelyn's rushing a Trinity Force, which is built Magus, which isn't really optimal, but it's kind of working out for them. She's also not really flanking very well, and she's not really had much pressure on the map itself, but all of her lanes are winning, so it's very hard to kind of, as Evelyn, you know, attempt to tower dive and attempt to pressure when all your lanes are already doing well. The Gnar doesn't really need any defensive stats at this point in time, because as you've seen in the last couple of fights, no one can really take him down, no one's got that damage yet. So
it looks like there is going to be a fight here. It looks like Amumu is going to get caught up, but not a lot of damage coming down, and it looks like Amumu is going to turn it. And there goes the ultimate with the great Annie's combo again. And it looks like Zed has gone in. He's going to take down Thing, but he is also going to be took down as well. And it looks like Jinx is going to manage to pick one up. So at the moment, that is a 2 for 2. And it looks like here comes the Ezreal, just going to be cleaning up now, and that's a 3 for 2.
Nice rupture on the Ezreal, break up the fight, try and run away now.
And that looks like it's going to be another 4 for 1, with Jinx just managed to get the way for the ace. I can't see there being much of a comeback in for this for the red team, but if there was, what could you do?
It's really hard when you play Zeds and you're behind. I'm interested about this Evelyn. She now seems to be going Triforce as well. So.
Yeah.
She is having an interesting build, and you're right that it's not really the Evelyn who's making the impact in these fights. Although she did actually start that one. They kind of bush baited a bit of vision around for solo carried, but yeah, as you said, like all their lanes kind of got a little bit behind and really struggled. Obviously, solo kills in the top lane and the bot lane, and getting fairly even in the mid lane. Zed's got a bit of a nice farm advantage, 40 farm up on the brand, but that just isn't enough, you know. With Zed as a potential sort of assassin, you really need to be getting those kills early.
Yeah.
First blood, but didn't really capitalise and roam after that. Didn't really get a lot of control
Definitely.
on the mid lane.
And it looks like Janet is going to get caught out. She uses her tornado to get away, but she is just going to get away.
I think the most annoying thing
And it looks like Zed is going to go in, and that is an ultimate going down. Is she going to get away?
Zed's over.
That ultimate not really putting much damage down, but he does manage to press R and get back out again.
But Peyton the janitor, who ults for nothing. And maybe the jump over from Gnar,
Nope,
but
maybe
Gnar
not.
misses the jump. He jumps back into the pit.
I think Gnar did a Jake, if I remember correctly.
Everyone does it, mate. At least it wasn't you with his flash.
Yeah,
so Ignite, King, and everything's down for Zed, so going to be very difficult to stop the Ezreal poke coming out from this tower.
Sorry, Jordan, what were you about to say there, mate?
I've just noticed the Rod of Ages has actually finally come in for the Cho'Gath only 3 minutes ago. So a 26-minute Rod of Ages is... well, it's going to be sacked, but you just need to wait 10 more minutes.
Probably a little bit longer as well by the look of it, but if I was going to pick a team, I would actually say that the red team have the late game, but can they hold it off?
I think they're going to need to take this to a 50-minute window to even try and contest this. Gnar's pretty much unkillable. Gnar's now going for a frozen mallet, and as soon as he gets that, if he gets one hit on one of these immobile carries that they've got, the Zed or the Jinx, they are going to be struggling. I would have preferred to see the Gnar just go for the frozen mallet at the start. He knew he was going to kill Cho'Gath in the lane. In fact, they actually got a solo kill on Cho'Gath, which is quite impressive. But the Cho'Gath really wasn't playing to his win conditions in top lane.
Well, that is 4 dragons at the moment going over to the blue side in just half an hour, so that isn't too bad. And that's Janet again getting picked off. She's not having the best of games at the moment at 1 to 8.
182 is not a pretty scoreline for the support. She's really struggling just to get that vision in there.
And it looks like Zed is going in on Brand to see if he can pick something up before he gets caught. And he's trying to put down as much damage as he can, but that burst just isn't enough. Sorry, Henry, what were you about to say there, mate?
I was going to say, I've been trying to point out that with this Annie build, she's just looking to flash in, get all the damage down she can, the Ven's on you, but I'm actually really surprised she's not got the distortion in yet, because obviously that'll make it more frequent, like, so she can do it more frequently. She hasn't opted to upgrade the Spell Fever's Edge at all yet, and obviously the standard sight zone is necessary on the support. But as Jordan was saying earlier, with the Rod of Ages, I would have opted to run the Rod of Ages first, because then you get to ramp it up faster, and then you have the natural more tankiness from the Rod of Ages stacks. And from Zed, like, obviously he's quite behind now. He needs to make his team linger around Baron, not intentionally trying to start it, but so that gives Zed the opportunities to split push.
And that looks like Janet is going to get melted. She tried her best to keep everyone alive in full HP, and that is a 1-for-1 at the moment. But that was a fantastic ultimate coming from Gunnar. But at the moment, that is still a 4-for-2. And it looks like the Jinx is going to take down for the ace. They look like they're going to get themselves another in-hit here.
I think the Janna's now going on full tilt. The Janna in the laning phase was caught out by the Ezreal and Annie quite a few times. She's not having any support from her jungler with the Warden. She's going too deep for the Ward. She's just been punished pretty hard, and now she's not really looking before she's trying to ult. They could have got the kill on the Ezreal, and they all went pretty ham for it. But Janna denied her own team the kill.
Yeah, I mean, it needs the support, and I point out the fact that the Team Brit just only have one upgraded trinket. And yeah, I mean, they have a bit of vision control. It could be slightly better, yeah, they should be trying to really push that vision in. But they just seem to be brute forcing at this point. Got a nice 11k gold lead ahead. Got the 4th dragon, 5th one's going to be coming up in 4 minutes. Potential looking for the Baron as well. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a bit of a contest for the blue buff, I think, at this point.
What they need to do now, if the blue team go for that 5th dragon, the red team have to automatically just rush the Baron. They have no other option.
And that looks like Jinx is going to get caught out. Dodges the ultimate and uses the spell heal, but she's not going to go away. But that was also a flash from the Eve. But it looks like it's going to be a 4 versus 5, and it looks like he's going straight for Ezreal, I believe, but that looks like Annie is going to pick up Janna again, and Zed is going to be took down by the Gunnar. And Cho'Gath just isn't tanky enough to try and hold this. This looks like it's going to be GG.
Yeah, this looks like game to me.
This Ezreal is massive.
Yeah, I think in the later phase, I put a lot of the onus on Annie.
It looks like Kev disconnected as well, so that was a bit unfortunate, and the surrender vote has come into it. So, I'm not sure. I think there might be another game. Team SoloC versus Team B3rt, but we shall see what happens in a few more minutes. So we're going to go over to MVPs. Henry, who's your top 3 MVPs for this team, for this game?
For my 3rd place, I'd actually like to give it Anna for the few plays she made. They're actually really impactful.
Oh, interesting.
For my 2nd place, it has to be the Gnar, 7-0-12, playing absolutely perfect in the top lane. And then, of course, 1st place, you have to give it Ezreal. There's no doubt about it. He just played outstandingly compared to everyone else on the friendly and opposing team.
Oh, Jordan, what about you, mate?
I'm going to go for Annie, number 3, just because the way she played the laning phase, and she allowed us to just try and carry or get to the stage where he can carry. 2nd, I'm going to go with Zed. Zed was the only one in the team that was confident in making the plays, and some of the jukes he was pulling off are really good. They were just so far behind that it wasn't effective. And then top is going to be Ezreal. He started the laning phase strong, he ended the laning phase strong, and he outright just carried the game.
Oh, interesting. And Angus, what about you, mate?
Yeah, I'd say Ezreal, like his poke at that level 1 with the Q just on the Jinx to get out that heal pot, and Janna just